Let's do this. It's the Beat 92.5 with Howie D of the Backstreet Boys. Say bonjour to Montreal, Howie.
Bonjour, Montreal. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, ça va bien. We're so happy to be talking to you and celebrating 25 years since Millennium came out. Unbelievable. You guys must be just shaking your heads sometimes wondering where the time went.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's crazy to think it's been 25 years. I don't feel that age to be of 25 years of having a record out, and nor do the fans look that they've been around with us for 25 years. They look amazing, especially the ones up there in Montreal, Quebec. You guys, très bien.
I was looking back at what was happening back in 99. The album came out 8 years before the iPhone came out.
That's crazy to think.
Biggest show that year, the Sopranos dropped in 1999.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, and TRL, of course, MTV TRL, and you guys were a staple on that show back in the Millennium days, right?
Yeah, that was so fun. TRL and Much Music, Music Plus, all those shows back in the days, they were really cool. We actually just saw Carson Daly just last week. He's moved on from that show to the Today Show, one of the early morning talk show news shows here. And they were part of the segment was showing some of the crazy moments in Times Square where we had fans from even from Canada coming down and over the borders and being a part of this amazing experiences that were just, I don't even know how to put words to it.
Yeah. Well, you guys are ready to relive it again, right?
I look forward to it. Hopefully, I got my ears all ready for those screams. Hopefully, the piercing sounds. I know it's probably a little lower decimal point now because we've all gotten older, but it's still fun.
That album and tour was a game changer for BSB, right?
Absolutely, that album put us on the map, and we have to give credit to you guys, especially up there in Quebec and Montreal. I mean, you guys put us on the map in North America. I mean, you guys embraced us first and then spread the love all across Canada and then having it bleed over the borders to our homeland. I mean, we are so grateful and never forget the love and support that you guys have shown us over the years. But yeah, that was it's hard to top that record. I mean, when I think that's the record that everybody will know of the Backstreet Boys, of the hits that we had on that and the I Want It That Ways and the Larger Than Lives and the iconic white outfits that we had on this and the album and the videos where we're going through the airport and the airplane and stuff like that. It's just it's kind of embedded in us. Backstreet's Back or the whole Monsters outfit. It's that was by far our biggest album for sure.
And you're taking it back 25 years later at the Sphere in Vegas, kicking off July 11th, going for 15 dates. Tell us a bit about this Sphere for a lot of Montrealers who haven't had a chance to, or a lot of people in the world haven't had a chance to actually experience the Sphere and the technology in there. Have you guys had a chance to dabble a little bit in the technology and what fans will experience?
We were blessed to be able to go to see the Eagles perform about 2 months ago there, and it is truly an experience. It's so hard to even describe in words uh, what this place is. It's almost like an out of body, out of this world experience. I mean, you walk in and it's like the biggest planetarium you've ever seen in your life. I mean, your head is just like all over the place. It's hard just to even focus in one place. It's so massive. I mean, the screen is like 300 feet tall and it like kind of goes over. There's no bad seats at all in the whole place of 20,000 seats. And then there's like they say it's like 160,000 speakers all over the place. The sound is like none other. I mean, I honestly I knew we all wanted to go back to Vegas again one day and just was trying to figure out when's the right timing, what is the right look, how do we come back and top what we did, last time there for the was that the Larger Than Life? I believe it was a show that we did in Vegas, the title of that tour. But it was really, it's tough to think how we can top ourselves. And this place, I think if we can get it done right, it's going to be that. I think where it's a very special place, and we're very honored to be chosen to be one of the first pop acts there to perform. So it's yeah, a blessing.
Amazing. As you guys start to prep and really get into, living Millennium again, do you find yourself reliving old memories that maybe you forgot about and sort of living back in those moments, those Millennium moments?
Oh yeah, I mean, we just recently, just like 2 nights ago, finished the first draft of what we feel is a good set list. And so prior to that, we were all like listening to the songs again. I mean, some of these songs I haven't heard in years.
Yeah.
But it was like, 'cause I just, not that I'm at home always playing, what I don't hear on the radio. So some of those like the B cuts and some of the fan favorites now or some of my favorites, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I remember that song, like I'm so excited to be singing Spanish Eyes again. I'm like, there's a song there called No One Else Comes Close to You. That was a remake that we did by Joe. And it was just like, wow, it's got to be you. It's like, oh, these are really like great songs. And it truly did bring me back to the tour, the Millennium tour that we did, which I think was one of the most iconic tours, especially at that time with us coming out on the surfboards, it
Yeah.
being in the round. It's kind of crazy to think it's been 25 years since that album came out and that tour. And it feels to me just as fresh right now if it was to come out.
You ever listen to any of those deeper tracks and wonder what were we doing there?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely a couple of them like,
Yeah,
probably I understand why that would didn't make it as a single, you
I'm
know.
sure. When I say Millennium Tour era 1999 Montreal, how does that make you feel? And
Oh
what
my
what
God.
does that bring back to you?
Yeah, I mean, selling out the Bell Center there. I think it was like multiple nights, if I recall correctly. I think it was at least three, if not 4 or 5 nights. I
There
mean,
was one tour you had 5 nights in a row. It could have been this one.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I know I always every time I think of Canada of Montreal, I always think of that place. It's like I know that area so well. The food all around there, the different shops, and just right there. It's just it's very cool. But yeah, no, it's I always think of, like I say, once again, Quebec, and Montreal were some of the first places in North America that brought us there, and the success grew so fast there. I mean, like I say, we used to joke about it when we would come from, Canada or some of the other places around the world. And we come to, our hometowns in Orlando and Florida. And we get off the airplane where we were getting mobbed up in, like I say, in Montreal, Quebec, and
Yeah.
there, and come back here, and we would call America like no fan land because it was like no fans. Like we were just like, I was like, okay, well, I guess this is like really keeping things reality. And but it's been blessing that it's changed since then.
I'm getting the note that I have a last question, so I just want to bring up a memory. This is the last time that you and I saw each other, and this
Oh
was
my gosh. Where was that, dude?
this was at the radio station. This was the station that I was at 20 years ago,
Oh my goodness.
and yeah, I think it was
Wow, look
about
at we both look the
20 years ago.
same, dude.
Yeah, totally, right?
We haven't aged.
Yeah.
Good living.
I wanted to ask you if you were to give this Howie any advice right now and talk to him, what would you tell him?
Oh boy. Hmm. I would say get maybe a little bit more rest before doing some of your interviews. Maybe go to bed a little bit earlier the night before.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, you would do that.
no, probably just, if I could have been able to have a videographer of somebody around who could have captured all those moments. I mean, it was, looking back on it, thank God I have a lot of friends and people like you that bring some pictures like that are able to help jog my memory. Because I'll be honest, it almost becomes a little sensory overload.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because I want to be able to say I remember every single moment. But as I'm getting, to my early 50s, I can admit that there's a couple of things that I've forgotten. So it's a blessing that we have, nowadays YouTube and video cameras, have come around enough for people to be able to help us jog our memories on stuff.
Absolutely. And I'm sure your memories are going to be jogged as you celebrate 25 years of Millennium in Vegas, July 11th. Quickly, you want
Yes.
to plug the new, you're reworking the Millennium album, right?
Yeah, so the birth of the re-release of the album has 12 original tracks plus a re-release or actually another version of I Want It That Way, a second version that was never released.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, and so we have some demos of some songs that will be on there that weren't on the original album, as well as some extra bonus tracks from the other record of the Millennium record in the other parts of the world, as well as six live tracks. So taking some of those songs and making them a little bit more acoustic, and the new single "Hey" that's on there, that's out right now. So if people pre-order the record, which comes out July 11th, the same day as the Sphere opening date, they will get the single Sphere right now on as a download.
Howie D from the Backstreet Boys, thanks so much. We'll see you in Vegas.
Hey, it's good seeing you again, Mark. Take care of yourself.